Systematics. Systematics is the scientific study of similarities and differences among different kinds of organisms and their relationship. Taxonomy. It is a branch of biology which deals with the study of collection, identification, description, classification, nomenclature and preservation of organisms. Objectives. To know the various kinds of organisms with their names, distribution, habit, habitat, etc. To have a reference system for all organisms where the scientists can work. To study diversities among organisms and their phylogenetic relationship. To ascertain a scientific name for every organism. Need for classification. Classification is based on the similarities and differences among the organisms. The term classification was coined by A.P. de Candolle in 1813. The large number of organisms found on the earth shows great variations in their shape, size, color, structure, habit, habitat, mode of nutrition, reproduction, distribution, etc. It is very difficult to remember their characteristics without proper arrangement. Classification gives scientific names to organisms which are universal. The classification places an organism amongst those which have common characters. Nomenclature. The art of naming an object is in fact a science known as nomenclature. Purpose of nomenclature: to communicate, to indicate relationship. Vernacular names. These are the local names given in a particular region by local people in that particular language. Sometimes within the same country, people of different states and regions use different common names of a single organism. However, these names are not universal and do not indicate proper relationships. For example, sweet potato, Ipomia batatas, in India is recognized by various names like shakarkand in Hindi, ratara in Marathi, meetha aloo in Assamese and Bengali, kandamul in Telugu, janasu in Kannada. For several species of lily which are not related to each other, only lily is used. Vernacular names may be misleading. For example, starfish, jellyfish, silverfish are not fishes at all. Scientific names. These are based on some criteria and principles. These names are binomials which are easier and meaningful. The names are accepted all over the world. The earlier names were difficult to remember. For example, Sida acuta was earlier named as Chrysophyllum follis, ovalis, supreme glabris, parallel striatus, subtus tomento sonitidis. Binomial nomenclature. Carolus Linnaeus is known as the father of taxonomy. He introduced this system in his book Species Plantarum, published in 1753. A system of nomenclature of plants and animals in which the scientific names consist of two words is called the binomial nomenclature. For example, Helianthus anus is the scientific name for sunflower. Rules. The name is generally composed of two Latin words. Generic name always starts with a capital letter and is a simple noun. Specific name comes after the generic name. It is a descriptive adjective and always begins with a small letter. Usually the name of the author who named that organism is written after the scientific name. It may be in full or an abbreviation. For example, Mangifera indica L, where L is Linnaeus. Generic and specific names are written separately and always underlined. Advantages. The binomials are simple and precise. Worldwide accepted, do not change from place to place. Avoids confusion created by local names. The organisms are known by the same name throughout the world. Taxonomic hierarchy. The manner of scientific grouping of different taxonomic categories in a descending order on the basis of their ranks or positions in classification is called taxonomic hierarchy. Taxon. It is the name given to a group of living organisms. The term taxon was coined by H.J. Lamb in 1948. Category. It is the rank or level in the hierarchical classification of organism. Kingdom is the highest category and species is the lowest one. Many categories of classification are kingdom, division or phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Species. It is the basic unit members of species breed through. Genus. It is a group of closely related species which resemble one another in certain characters. Family. Family represents a group of closely related genera. Usually, family ends with ACEAE. Order. It is a group of related families and ends with ALES. For example, Malvails. Class. It is a group of related orders. Division. The division is a category composed of related classes. Kingdom. It is the highest taxonomic hierarchy. All plants are included under the kingdom Plantae and animals under Animalia. Systems of classification. Natural system, artificial system, phylogenetic system. 5-kingdom system of classification. The 2-kingdom system was found to be inadequate for the classification of bacteria, fungi, etc. R.H. Whittaker in 1969 proposed 5-kingdom system. This shows the phylogenetic relationship between organisms. The kingdoms are Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia. The criteria used for the system are cell organization, prokaryotic or eukaryotic, body organization, unicellular or multicellular, nutrition, autotrophs or heterotrophs, lifestyle, producer, consumer or decomposer. Kingdom Monera. The organisms are microscopic, unicellular and prokaryotic. Nucleus prokaryotic, membrane-bounded cell organelles are absent. Cell wall of peptidoglycan. Mostly decomposers. Reproduction asexual by budding or fission. For example, Archaebacteria, Methanobacillus, Eubacteria, Rhizobium, Cyanobacteria, Nostoc. Kingdom Protista. Unicellular, eukaryotic, aquatic animals. Cell wall may be or may not be present. If present, then it is made up of cellulose. Membrane-bounded cell organelles present. Well-organized nucleus. Locomotory organs are cilia, flagella, etc. Reproduction sexual or asexual. For example, plant protists, Chlamydomonas. Animal protists, amoeba. Fungal protists, yeast. Kingdom Fungi. Heterotrophic organisms, filamentous and multicellular, multi or uninucleated. The hyphae may be with or without septa. The cell wall is made up of chitin or fungal cellulose. Chloroplasts absent, hence non-green. Reproduction is asexual, sexual or vegetative. For example, Mucor, Penicillium, Agaricus. Kingdom Plantae. It includes multicellular, eukaryotic, green organisms like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Cell wall is made up of true cellulose, photosynthetic pigments are present and the plants are autotrophic. Vascular tissues are present in pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Reproduction. Vegetative, asexual or sexual. For example, algae, Spirogyra, bryophytes, Riccia, pteridophytes, Lycopodium, gymnosperms, Cycas, angiosperms, sunflower. Kingdom Animalia. Organisms are multicellular and eukaryotic. Cell wall is absent, chloroplasts are absent. Usually the organisms are motile. Reproduction is mostly sexual. Animals may be aquatic, terrestrial or aerial, vertebrates or invertebrates.